Hi, my name is Jubal Montoya, and for this video, I will discuss about the climate change, its definition, its causes and effects, and the solutions and steps that our global community is doing to solve or to minimize the impact of this serious global problem. What is climate change? Climate change refers to long-term shifts in temperatures and weather patterns. These shifts may be natural, such as through variations in the solar cycle. But since in the 1800s, human activities have been the main driver of climate change, primarily due to burning fossil fuels like coal, oil, and gas. Burning fossil fuels generates greenhouse gas emissions that act like a blanket wrapped around the earth, trapping the sun's heat and raising temperatures. Examples of greenhouse gas emissions that are causing climate change include carbon dioxide and methane. These come from using gasoline for driving a car or coal for heating a building, for example. Clearing land forests can also release carbon dioxide. Landfills for garbage are a major source of methane emissions. Energy, industry, transport, buildings, agriculture, and land use are among the main emitters. Causes and effects of climate change. Fossil fuels. Fossil fuels are by far the largest contributor to global climate change, accounting for over 75% of global greenhouse gas emissions and nearly 90% of all carbon dioxide emissions. As greenhouse gas emissions blanket the earth, they trap the sun's heat. This leads to global warming and climate change. The world is now warming faster than at any point in recorded history. Warmer temperatures over time are changing weather patterns and disrupting the usual balance of nature. This poses many risks to human beings and all other forms of life on Earth. As greenhouse gas concentrations rise, so does the global surface temperature. The last decade's 2011 to 2020 is the warmest on record. Since the 1980s, each decade has been warmer than the previous one. Nearly all land areas are seeing more hot days and heat waves. Higher temperature, increased heat-related illnesses, and make working outdoors more difficult. Wildfires start more easily and spread more rapidly when conditions are hotter. Temperatures in the Arctic have warmed at least twice as fast as the global average. Destructive storms have become more intense and more frequent in many regions. As temperatures rise, more moisture evaporates, which exacerbates extreme rainfall and flooding, causing more destructive storms. The frequency and extent of tropical storms is also affected by warming oceans. Cyclones, hurricanes, and typhoons feed on warm waters at the ocean surface. Such storms often destroy homes, communities, causing deaths and huge economic losses. There's also increased drought. Climate change is changing water availability, making it scarcer in more regions. Global warming exacerbates water shortages in already water-stressed regions and is leading to an increased risk of agricultural droughts affecting crops, and ecological droughts, increasing the vulnerability of ecosystems. Droughts can also stir destructive sand and dust storms that can move billions of tons of sands across continents. Deserts are expanding, reducing land for growing food. Many people now face the threat of not having enough water on a regular basis. A warming, rising ocean soaks up most of heat from global warming. The rate at which the ocean is warming strongly increased over the past 2 decades across all depths of the ocean. As ocean warms, its volume increases since water expands as it gets warmer. Melting ice sheets also cause sea levels to rise, threatening coastal and island communities. In addition, the ocean absorbs carbon dioxide, keeping it from atmosphere. But more carbon dioxide makes the ocean more acidic, which endangers marine life and coral reefs. Climate change poses risk to survival of species on land and in the ocean. Risks increase as temperatures climb. Exacerbated by climate change, the world is losing species at a rate 1,000 times greater than at any other time in recorded human history. 1 million species are at risk of becoming extinct within the next few decades. Forest fires, extreme weather, and invasive pests and diseases among many threats related to climate change. Some species will be able to relocate and survive, but others will not. There's also not enough food. Changes in the climate and increase in weather events are among the reasons behind a global rise in hunger and poor nutrition. Fisheries, crops, and livestock may be destroyed or become less productive. With the ocean becoming more acidic, marine resources that feed billions of people are at risk. Changes in snow and ice in many Arctic regions have disrupted food supplies from herding, hunting, and fishing. Heat stress can diminish water and grassland for grazing, causing declining crop yields and affecting livestock. There's also more health risk. Climate change is the single biggest health threat facing humanity. Climate change impacts are already harming health through air pollution, disease, extreme weather events, forced displacement, pressures on mental health, and increased hunger and poor nutrition in places where people cannot grow or find sufficient food. Every year, environmental factors that take the lives of around 13 million people, changing weather patterns, are expanding diseases and extreme weather events, increase deaths and makes it difficult for healthcare systems to keep up. Poverty and displacement increases the factors that put and keep people in poverty. Floods may sweep away urban slums, destroying homes and livelihoods. Heat can make it difficult to work in outdoor jobs, and water scarcity may affect crops. Coalitions are at work around the world to cut emissions, pursue nature-based solutions, extend sustainable energy, and invest in resilient cities, among many other initiatives. Initiatives for action governments, businesses, and civil society members are connecting in climate initiatives to speed the pace of climate action. At the 2019 Climate Action Summit held at the United Nations, the initiatives are reducing emissions, tackling critical concerns such as jobs and gender equality, unlocking finance, building sustainable infrastructure, using nature-based solutions, and advancing adaptations and climate resilience. The United Nations' role as a convener is needed more than ever to encourage people to collaborate, be ambitious, and take actions to limit global temperature rise to no more than 1.5 degrees Celsius. The United Nations also stands behind a transition to sustainable, low-carbon economy that is just and beneficial for all people. That's all for this video, and thank you for watching.